We started talking about Dr. Anne Cavoukian's model on privacy, the model known as privacy by design. She had set up 7 important principles, and we are going to talk about details of those. Incorporating them in your day to day business practices will help you improve your working and take care of privacy by default in your organization. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you daily see new content on data privacy. And as I said, let's talk about those 7 principles defined by Dr. Anne Cavoukian. Number 1, snapshot. Proactive, not reactive. Privacy as a default. Privacy embedded in design, full functionality, no compromises anywhere. End-to-end security, full protection of the information, visibility and transparency, and the most important one, the user rights. So now let's get into each one of them by detail. And with a short example in each of them. Proactive and not reactive. What does it mean? Very simple layman English. I take all possible actions in advance, being proactive, to ensure that the breach or the chances of a breach are reduced, minimized. Things may still go wrong, but whatever I know is a proactive part of it. My knowing does not mean that I experienced it before. It could also mean that I've learned around from the environments and I've built in my own system robust enough that all known things are pre-covered. And if I see something else happening somewhere, I'll incorporate that also. So I'll be always proactive. For example, a new app is being launched, a file server is being accessed, right? And there is an alert mechanism that is being built. Unauthorized access could be just a wrong password, but then someone would reset the password. But if you keep getting logs of unauthorized access from a particular IP, you know what to do, right? Similarly, someone tries to double click a folder name on the file server. He does not have an access to get into it. He may do it by mistake once, maybe twice, but not multiple times. So you know what action you need to take. Important is you marked unauthorized people are not able to enter into it, which is more important. Privacy as a default setting. Everything that you do by default has all privacy components inside it. Personal data is automatically protected. Users don't need to take any additional actions around it. For example, an e-commerce website, right? They hire the buyer's contact from the seller. So you go on there, you put in your details, the e-commerce website goes to the seller and purchases it and ships it to you. The seller does not know who is the actual buyer, of course, until that the buyer says, okay, give my information to him. Or you buy a product that needs such kind of a situation. For example, you buy an air conditioner and you need the seller to come and install it, right? But for other general consumer goods, all the seller needs is that he has sold something and he has got his money, right? So the information is hidden. Privacy embedded into the design of the system. All the privacy controls are a part of the product architecture. These could even be software applications running on browsers, running on your mobile apps. So all apps also take care that their basic architecture has privacy controls or privacy elements. For example, a school management launches a software. Right? Students enter in, they update, or their parents log in and they update their personal information. That could definitely include their Aadhaar cards, parents' information, so family information for the student who's already a minor. So a lot of things. And to protect all that, whatever enters is already encrypted. Fine. So encryption is a proactive step embedded into the design of my application or my file server, that anything that gets written here is immediately encrypted. Full functionality, positive sum, not a zero sum, which means that privacy does not make you compromise on any other service delivery in the organization. Privacy projects as well as the innovation projects in the organization, they go hand in hand. In fact, the innovation projects need to have privacy built in, right? No one is working at the cost of the other one. For example, a fintech app. They give you a complete detailed analysis of the consumption pattern of your users or their users. But they are not storing and for sure not sharing the individual transactions. Because the moment they'll start sharing the transactions, then they might end up have to share the privacy information also. right? Personal information also. So, just to build in privacy, other projects are not compromised. End-to-end security. The data that comes in is already secure. How? It's already encrypted. Right from collection of the data to its destruction. The processes that are carried out on it. 5 processes of privacy: collection, storage, usage, third party sharing, and deletion. And at every level, all possible steps are taken to make sure that that step is fully secure and compliant with the privacy requirement. For example, destruction itself. It's not cut, paste, or delete button. There are third party softwares available who can erase your disk in a way that the data cannot be recovered out of it. Right? So, end to end security. An example over here: a hiring agency claims to delete all resumes within 90 days. And someone does it, right? Even if it's on a file server, someone in the team in the HR manages to do it. So maybe they have structured and said these CVs came on 1st June, these came on 2nd June, these came on 3rd June. So they, after 90 days, that is in the month of June, July, August, on 1st of September, 2nd of September, 3rd of September, fine. They do it manually. That is also fine, but they are managing compliance, right? Until, of course, for some users, give them the consent to retain it for longer. Consent is being the another part of privacy. Visibility and transparency. All your processes should be known. How are you handling personal data? How are you securing them? How long are you going to retain them? Again, all those 5 processes. How are you handling at each stage should be known, and you should have a privacy dashboard. Even if there was an incident or a breach, that should also be displayed on the dashboard, known to the public outside. A SaaS provider, for example, he collects personal data, publishes a dashboard on what is collected and why was it collected, right? Important thing. And then, last but not the least, but actually the most important, the user's privacy. And all regulators have given user rights: their right to access, their right to erase, their right to modify, their right to be forgotten, there's a right to get the data deleted, right? So there's a huge set of 7 or 8 different user rights that privacy gives you. That includes temporary pause of processing, right? Right to object to automated decision making. So my personal data not subject to AI, and I did it personally at a place where I said that I challenged the outcome, and they did it manually. Then under GDPR, they have the right to object, right? So privacy expects, and your system should be developed that all these rights are automatically taken care of while working on your systems. For example, a loan app asks you for explicit permission for accessing contacts on your machine. It's your user right. You say yes, you say no, your choice. They ask you before they actually do it. And of course, they define the purpose why they are doing it. So they are respecting your privacy, that despite the fact that their app is already on your phone, they are not just getting into your contacts and taking them out without your permission. So these are the 7 principles of privacy by design. I'll summarize them again. Be proactive. Don't wait for a breach to happen. Make privacy a default setting. Embed it into your design. No privacy project should keep any other critical innovation of the organization on hold. Provide end-to-end security. Keep your processes published. It does not require that you have each and every point published, but at least on an overview side, your data principles should be transparently knowing what are you going to and how are you going to handle their personal data. And finally, respect all the user rights. So that's about the 7 principles of privacy by design by Dr. Cavoukian. I hope you like the content of the video. Press bell and the like icon. Subscribe to my channel and share your feedback in the comment section. We are going to talk about more about privacy by design in the next few videos on how you can implement it in your real-time business, picking up 5-6 different business types. Till the time, goodbye and thank you.